This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Congratulations to Lee Pitts Live, recipient of the NAACP Image Award.
Welcome back, Southwest Florida. We are so thrilled to have here in the second part of our show the Chief of Police for the City of Cape Coral, Chief Connelly. Chief Connelly, let's welcome you in.
Pleasure to be here. Thanks for
I'm
having
not going to hold it against you that I think you've been a chief about a year now?
A little over a year.
I'm not going to hold it against you. I'll let the public know that it's my fault. I see all your emails and everything when you guys are saying, when are you going to get Chief Connelly on the show? But it's my fault. He was open to coming on the show, and we're so thrilled to have him here. When I think about the city of Cape Coral, correct me if I'm wrong, nothing happens over there. A chief can just sit back in his relaxer chair and put his hand up here and chill and cross his legs. Easy going, Cape Coral. Misconception?
A misconception. Misconception.
All right. How would you describe the city of Cape Coral?
Well, you know, City of Cape Coral is a very large city, the third largest city in the state of Florida land-wise, a population of about 161,000 people. So we have a lot going on in the city. And we do have crime in Cape Coral. Fortunately for us, our violent crime is very low, and we mainly deal in property crimes in Cape Coral. Right now, we're the second safest city in the state of Florida with a population of over 150,000 people, and you're less likely in any city in the state of Florida to be a victim of violent crime. So we've got a good force, good men and women out there working hard, and we work very well with the community, which is the key in keeping law enforcement and keeping policing the way you want.
Right, now that's the kind of place I would like to live. Chief, take us behind the scene when you have those types of stats, where the second least crime in the state and those types of things. Who looks at that, making decisions on whether or not they want to come to Cape Coral? Would it be a person who wants to buy a house? Would it be a business? Who looks at that? School districts? Who looks at that?
Yeah, that's a very good question. We work very closely with other directors in the city, and one being our Economic Development Office. And you're 100% correct. People look at that crime information when they're coming to move into a city, put their children in schools. They will look for the good schools, and they will look for that crime rate to make sure they're going to be safe. For their children to go to their bus stops, to walk in their neighborhoods, to feel comfortable and have a good quality of life. So absolutely, people look at those crime stats.
Now, what would you say that makes that Cape Coral has those great stats?
I'm going to give that credit to the community. Okay. I really am going to give it to the community. We have, over the years, one of our guiding principles in the department, and one of the things we've lived by, the culture in the department, is working with our stakeholders, working with our community. And for years, we have had a plethora of law enforcement programs that involve the community. Just several years ago, we kind of took it up a notch. We rebranded it and went to a community engagement program. And what we did, we added several things to that. And one thing I'm very proud of is we added an advisory board, a chief's advisory board. I bring members of the community in every 3 months representing the entire city, organizations, groups, and we hash out things and talk about issues with the police department. My ambassadors, if you will, send me messages. What do I need to hear as your police chief?
Let me ask you about the advisory board. How much diversity is on there? Age-wise, race-wise, economic status-wise? Is it diverse?
We try to spread it out all over the place.
You ready to
we try to spread it out. We've got the age groups covered. We've got the education area covered, academia. We've got the ethnicity and race areas covered, the business community covered, the residents covered. And we try to have good dialogue.
And so that thought process was in there when you were putting together that board.
Absolutely.
Now, that's the kind of chief we need now. Why do you think that diversity is important in terms of having an advisory board talk to you?
I want to know what's happening in the community. I want to know. And when we sit down, I say, I want the truth. I want you to tell me. I'm not here to talk about good things, and we're not going to be nice to one another through the whole thing. We're going to be professional, polite, but I want to know what's happening in our community and what I can do to serve the community better. That's why we're there. We have great dialogue. All the members go back and forth, and then I can pass information on to them to take down to the respective areas of the community. It works very, very well.
Now, recruiting and hiring, are you recruiting and hiring officers now? Are there jobs available at Cape Coral Police Department? Talk to me.
No, I'm going to confess to you, I'm going to use your show as a plug.
Go ahead, man.
Because we need people right now.
We got your website on the screen, by the way.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. We need people. We need good quality people. We're about 16 short in our sworn ranks right now and approximately 10 in our civilian ranks. and we're always looking for good quality people with a passion to serve their communities. We're always out recruiting. We had some people on the East Coast recruiting yesterday. We go to job fairs and colleges and so forth across the state, meet with different organizations to try to get that diversity we're looking for. We want obviously the workforce to mirror the demographics of the community. But I tell you, we were looking for people. So anyone out there today that's listening to this, please call us.
Go to that website on the screen. Go ahead and give the phone number too.
574-3223.
See, we're hooking you up, Chief.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now, I have a couple of traffic tickets. Can I just hand them to you? See? No. Hey, but I will say this. I was at the movie theater on, it was Del Prado, right?
Del Prado.
I was at the movie theater. I got pulled over by one of your police officers. Don't get nervous. So it was one night I was coming from the movie. And I ran light. Pulled me over, did the whole dog and pony, give my ID. I followed all the directions. Nice guy, gave me a warning. So I know you probably, I'm not going to call his name because you're probably mad he didn't give me a ticket.
No. We want education first. We want people to be educated. It's not just punitive every time someone does something wrong. Okay. I want to educate the public. You know, wrong. Hey, warning this time. Maybe next time you might have a citation. But I'm glad to hear that news.
And you don't think it was because I was some kind of celebrity or anything?
No, I don't know about that. Sure.
No, he didn't know who I was, folks. He didn't know who I was. I have had police who say, "Aren't you Lee Pitts?" Whatever. But that's cool. Okay. Body cameras. I mean, we've been hearing a lot about it.
Oh, yeah, big topic.
City of Cape Coral getting some this week?
Absolutely. We started looking at cameras about a year ago, and a year and a half ago. And now they've gotten so small to the point that the battery life is long, and they're so small and not a lot of wires and things like that, not a lot of safety issues. We decided to go to the cameras about 5 months ago.
Pros and cons of cameras.
The pros of building public trust, which is very important to the backbone of a law enforcement agency community. One of the things we're going to be having a challenge with is going to be a public records request. Because as you know, Florida has a very open public records law. And anything that we tape, could be subject to those public record requests. And if I have 3 or 4 officers at a scene, all of them taping 50 minutes worth of video, and someone will request all of that video, I have to have someone watch and redact those things that need to be redacted before that information can be released. It's going to be very time consuming for us.
Yeah, you got to have that logged in. That sounds like a whole nother body. Get employed to do that.
But you know what? It probably will, but the reward is well worth it.
Okay. Now, you said 6 months you've been running cameras.
Well, we started the ordering process, the getting the cameras in and going through that. Now, right now we're going through policy development.
Practice.
We want to make sure we have a good policy in place to address privacy concerns with the cameras. And once we get that done and get the policies in place, get our officers trained and our supervisors trained, we'll deploy the cameras. We're thinking maybe another month. Okay.
Well, Chief, it's been a pleasure having you here on Lee Pitts Live.
Thank you so much.
I'm sure I'm going to see you again in the future, okay?
Anytime.
I want you to stay right there. As the saying goes on this particular show, for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like the good Chief who are doing it